Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Forgive my voice, it might be a bit raspy throughout it, but for today we're basically going to be talking about the winners of this new patch. At least offhand, or I believe one, right? And I'll just mention other buffed characters right now actually. And then the next video will be focusing on characters that got nerfed. So if you enjoy the content, hey, let me know. All right, so let's get started real quick with minor character buffs and all that fun stuff. So things like Me Gunner F Smash, it reaches farther. Sephiroth counter connects the multi-hit better, right? Because there are times where if you're far away, it would, like if you're at max distance away from Sephiroth's counter, it sometimes won't get all the hits in. Steve's down smash, I believe vertically, the hitbox got improved. All right. Moving on here. Let's see. I'm going in backwards order basically. Oh, Ryu and Ken, they didn't get nerfed. It's because I made these characters. It should stress. Anyways, let's see who else got like some. Little Mac, his up smash lasts a bit longer, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. And yeah, that's really it. The universal patch, it mentions here that basically it's match the vulnerabilities with other fighters when falling in place, and then it has a little extra here saying falling in place means when the fighter gets hit with a certain attack and falls down to the ground slowly in that spot. So there you go. I don't know what moves it's necessarily referring to, but regardless, those are the little patches. Now let's begin really with the first character I really just want to talk about. Hello there, Sab post recording here. Apparently Wii Fit also got a buff that I wasn't mentioning in this video because it wasn't on the patch notes. And what is this buff? Well, basically when you land on the ground after smacking the ball, it's 4 frames instead of 9 frames, which basically means that, you know, now she can now combo like I don't know, like this or something or another. I don't know what Wii Fit means. All I see is people talking about, oh, Wii Fit crazier now, bro. Look at me, lol, look at, like, I got these combos. These are the combos with deep breathing. I'm crazy. My character's crazy. Yeah. Shut up, you Wii Fit mains. All right, most of you, all you'd be talking about your crazy combos, yet you're still playing like. Get yours. I don't care about your buffs. You're not gonna use them properly anyways, unless you're an actual good player. Alright, I get tired of this. Well, Twitter's crazy sometimes. Alright, back to the video. So Byleth got quite a bit of number of improvements, primarily with down air, down smash, up B, and side B, both on the ground and in the air. Alright. So let's talk about it. All right, so Byleth down smash, pretty simple. It just launches farther, right? That's really good. I mean, it kills absurdly early if you catch their DI, right? Like if they're DIing properly when they get hit with it, obviously they're not dying. But this thing, if they're not DIing, or if they DI in by accident, they're dying way earlier. So that's really good. Down air is now stronger. I'm assuming it, because it just says increased launch distance in general, that probably both means the spike hitbox, which, there you go, and the side hitbox, or again, the side hitbox. There you go. That's really good, and it also says that it deals more damage to shields. So if we whoops. So if we hold Ken's shield, boom, it's a Skittle. That's really nice. Next is side B. It says increase the opponent's downtime when shielding the tick, which that's basically saying it's safer on shield. It went from -30, I believe, to -18. That's really good. That essentially means that if you get the tipper of this move, you know, they're not really going to punish you, or they're not going to hard punish you like before. So that's nice. All right, base, let's move on here. And the lag of it has been reduced when used in the air. I believe it's referring to the actual, yeah, when you use the move in the air. Yeah, you act out of it much faster. On the ground, I mean, it's, you know, it's still practically the same, but in the air, that's good. So that's really nice. So what does this mean for Byleth? Well, it just improves a lot of what I had issues with Byleth, primarily up B not really being a good out of shield option. It went from frame 11 to frame 9, but still, it's really good in that respect. You know, being able to have an out of shield option other than just nair, right? And if you catch people off guard, you could potentially, if you read their DI, if I didn't suck, or maybe Ken's just too heavy, I need to put him at a higher percent, you could basically catch lighter weight characters and kill them at 80 or whatever, stuff like that. So you could go for that, and if you get the sour spot specifically like that, it kills absurdly early, especially all the way up there, which means that if you catch people, you could, in theory, just down air after the up B and kill opponents at like 60 to 80, depending on the stage, the blast zone, all this sort of stuff. 60 to 100 actually. So still, really good that they did that for Byleth. I think this has improved Byleth, not significantly, right? I don't think Byleth is going to be seeing more play from all of this, but yeah, I think that's okay. You know what I mean? I think that's okay. You know, I would say definitely the second best, the second winner of this patch. Like, if I had to rank the 3 characters that I'm going to be talking about, I would definitely say, you know, Byleth probably the second best out of all of them, right? Get the best, second best buffs. So that's nice. That's really good. All right, moving on. Let's go on to the second character I'm going to talk about. Oh, it's going to be very brief. All right, so for this next one, I'm going to lump these two together because they got like only one real buff, right? Both of these characters only really got one buff, including Ganon, but we're just going to have Falcon here. Both of these characters just really got one good buff, right? But that buff, in my opinion, is significant for both of them. So let's talk about Dedede's first. It's pretty simple. You have less lag throwing out Gordo, which basically means that if your opponent throws Gordo back at you, well, you can recover. And if, say, the opponent was to knock it back at you, oops, or whatever. Okay, I don't think I can test that out here, but essentially, if the opponent hit the Gordo back at you, now Dedede can essentially reverse it much easier and faster, I believe. That's how they kind of put it. Or like, it's basically easier to get the Gordos back to your opponent, right? If they reflected it or whatever the case may be. So that's great. That's really nice. Another thing they did was basically increase the chance that Gordo gets stuck to the wall. I did a test earlier, and I went through 6 resets before it went before it unstuck, before it didn't stick, sorry. But for the most part, I've seen, like, from my testing of the RNG of this, it does seem like you're more likely to have this happen. Oh geez, yeah, whoops. Yeah, you'll likely have this happen more often than not, which is really good. That's really good for Dedede. You know, I think it's sort of on the right track of making Gordo a real projectile, in my opinion. Still, Gordo's not like the greatest projectile, but it has improved Dedede in one area of his gameplay, so that's nice. As for Falcon, however, Falcon/Ganon, like I mentioned, it was just one buff that they got. One buff, but that one buff means a lot for both of these characters, for those 2 characters, and that is that you have significantly less lag after getting up B'd. This would essentially mean that if you tried up B'ing someone towards the stage, the opponent could just tech and hit you. It was once called rock cocking, then later tech check, whatever you want to call it. It essentially meant death for Ganon and Falcon because they were stuck in so much lag that you would tech jump and you would basically kill them for hitting you. You know, you were dying for getting rewarded, which is ridiculous. I've said before, I don't think you should lose a game for winning, you know, or for getting a hit in. You know what I mean? I always found that pretty ridiculous, but now they fixed that. Now it is still possible to rock, right? Or tech check, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna call it tech check because it sounds nicer to me. But if you tech check Falcon and Ganon, it's still possible. It's still possible, however, they have to be much closer to the stage, and there are some characters that still won't be able to punish Falcon and Ganon anyways. So yeah, overall, this has helped Falcon. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about that tech check has been in Smash since Melee. Like that's been an issue since Melee, and they now finally fixed it. That's crazy, but hey, you know what it means? It means Ultimate's making some good strides. Though, man, Falcon's already a gatekeeper to top tier. He probably is a top tier, who knows? Character's so dumb and stupid and crazy and fun. You know what I mean? Like, literally, if they just fix how his movement is, because, like, there are times where he just, like, you know, if you know anything about Falcon, you know his movement's kind of whack in terms of how he is, but he's still really good. He's still really good. He's an extremely good character, and that up B just helps him out even more now, because now you won't die for hitting the opponent, which is nice. So yeah, that's basically why I wanted to talk about these two in the same area. They are both similar in terms of them just getting one buff, but I'd say that buff is pretty good for both of them, right? I'd say it doesn't significantly improve them. It's just nice that they have it, and it's different from things like bigger hitbox or moves connecting. You know what I mean? It's different, and I like it. So yeah, let's move on to the last character. And if you know anything about who got buffed and who got nerfed, you know exactly who I'm going to talk about next. All right, so let's just get right to it. And last but not least, we have Pichu, a character who I've talked about recently in one of my Smash analysis series of videos, and well, now, you know, they buffed him. I didn't think they'd actually do it, but here we are. So let's talk about Pichu. All right, let's just talk about Pichu. So what they buff on Pichu? Well, a few things, but really good things. One, they reduced the damage Pichu takes from a lot of its electric moves, right? Now, not all of them are reverted back. Not all of them were, but a good chunk of them were, right? Such as side B, up B, forward throw, and fair, right? And F smash. I believe, yeah, that's it. So, just off of that alone, it means Pichu can live a little bit longer, right? I mean, there are still smash, like, some moves where, like, for instance, down smash, as an example, you know, it's fine. I mean, it's really good down smash. Backer didn't get its reduced, and of course, down B. But it just means that a lot of Pichu's moves just became a lot safer, you know, which is nice. That's nice to have, and I appreciate that. I don't think this makes Pichu top tier again, right? Because, you know, all they did was just make Nair a much better move. As you can see invulnerability on the ears as it hits, which is good, right? That's nice. So at the start of the move, like the sweet spot of the move, everything else just has less damage taken to him. But overall, I would say that this was a really good step for Pichu. I think Pichu, off of these damage reductions alone, became better. Definitely not as good as it once was, obviously, but I think Pichu has improved a little bit. You know, Nair basically became a better out of shield option, better for approaching and get off me, you know, moves, and, you know, now you can live a little bit longer because you don't deal as much damage to yourself with some of those moves. Now, again, if you want full context of my opinions on Pichu, you can watch my analysis, because overall, my opinions didn't really change that much. All it just means is that Pichu lives longer, and, you know, well, yeah, Pichu just lives longer, and, hey, your up B doesn't hurt you as much. That's nice. You know, overall, I would say Pichu was the biggest winner overall, because it really just patched up a lot of Pichu's problems. I mean, Byleth, for instance, as I mentioned before, Byleth would definitely be second on that list, but you could also argue that Byleth is number one, because Byleth essentially had a lot of his issues not resolved completely, like similar with Pichu. Like, Pichu and Byleth didn't get all their issues resolved, they just got a lot of them, but they just got other things buffed up, right? Like, for instance, Byleth up B, it's better, but the but you can still DI at an angle from 0 to 49 that basically makes it impossible for Byleth to get anything like a true follow-up, right? You know, side B can still struggle to kill at times, you know, things like that of that nature. But, you know, similar with Pichu, you know, Pichu still has the same problems. It's just become a lot safer for Pichu to really just throw hands and just fight, you know what I mean? So yeah, overall, I would say in terms of the buffed characters, pretty good, pretty good. I like what they did here. I prefer characters getting buffed over nerfed. But of course, characters did get nerfed. And so we're going to be talking about those characters in the next video. My thoughts on them and, well, you know the rest. With that all being said, I hope you enjoyed. Please take care of yourself, and as always, have an amazing rest of your day. Be safe, let's get to 1,000 subs, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace!
I'm coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning tread, haha, that's right.